today, like I said earlier on, we're talking about money. It's Wednesday. So, every Wednesday, it's Thursday. I skipped today because I wasn't feeling well yesterday. We should have had this conversation yesterday, but now we're having it today. It is Money Thursday. Do we call it Money Thursday? Anyway, we're talking about money. Why earning more won't fix my poor financial choices. And we've all found ourselves in that space, okay? That money cannot magically fix your problems. So many people believe that a bigger salary means a better life. But is that really true? Today, I'm in studio with Koraya Mohamed. She is an investment banker, SIB Najah.
Yes.
Hi, Koraya. How are you doing?
Hi, Miriam. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the show, Koraya.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Now, let's just get into it. Why do many people believe that earning more money will automatically solve their financial problems? I, for one, have that belief that if I get more money, then all my financial problems will go away.
Okay. Number one, I think it depends with how exactly you're getting the money.
Yeah.
When you're looking at your salary, it's basically a fixed income like you're getting at the beginning of every month.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, prone to being taxed.
Yeah.
So thinking you're getting, like, your salary is being increased or having more money, you're just looking at the face value of that money, the way it is. You're forgetting the inflation part, you're forgetting taxation, you're forgetting deductions, and all these kind of things. Also, I would say, poor money habits.
Yeah.
So you think you have more money, you have a bigger stage. Okay. How I would put it, you have 10,000 shillings.
Yes.
You've budgeted your 10,000 shillings to whatever it is you want to do, your needs, to sort of accommodate your lifestyle.
Yeah.
So you have more money, you want to do bigger stuff now. You look at it end of the month, you literally have nothing after.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say there's somebody who explain why somebody earning 50,000 and somebody earning 500,000 can still struggle the same financial way.
Okay, so 50,000 and 100,000, 100,000, 500,000.
500,000. Like, could these people still have the same financial problems?
Absolutely.
Okay.
For as long as you have, financial literacy, I would say that really matters. If you don't really know how to budget your 500K, you would end up spending the entire amount without really having invested or like saved some. So same as the guy for the 50,000. So you're looking at it in terms of the 50,000 person, low taxes. So your deductions are not as much. You have to adjust your lifestyle based on that.
Yeah.
And then your 500,000, you want to live in a posh area. You want to take credit to drive a big SUV vehicle. You have big credits that you have to pay. End of the month, you're still at the same place with this person earning 50,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the common, you've talked about money habits and you've mentioned budgeting as well. What are some of the poor money habits?
For me,
bad money habits that we have?
Not saving,
yeah,
not budgeting, lifestyle creep. So this is where you want to fit into living the way other people are, you know, like wanting to fit into the social circle. I guess, yes, for me, those are it. Impulsive spending.
Yeah.
You want to reward yourself. You have that emotional spending part as well.
Yes.
And I think that's where a lot of people are right now. So a small bad day, you want to reward yourself. You see, you're scrolling through, you're like, oh, there's a nice handbag. I want to get this. So those are poor money habits for me.
And when you talk about reward, shouldn't we reward ourselves? Let's say
rewarding is fine.
Yes.
Yeah, rewarding yourself is fine.
Yeah.
But it has to be something sustainable. You see, I feel like when you're driven with emotions, you end up spending actually more. You look at yourself 6 hours later. Yes, you are internally like happy. You feel that instant gratification at that particular point. Yeah, but is that spending sustainable? Is it something you look down 6 months down the line and you'll be like, okay, was that really worth it? Maybe there was a better opportunity that was waiting. And maybe if you'd saved that money, 6 months later, you would have spent maybe the returns of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do we find it hard to save? Because I know we talk about saving a lot. Why do we find it hard to save?
Culture. If you're not brought up in a savings culture. So just yesterday I was talking to one of my colleagues, and we were talking about upbringing really matters when it comes to savings. You're looking at two individuals here. One person who's given a monthly stipend.
Yes.
I'm talking about like from the time you're in high school or primary. So there's a child here who's given a monthly stipend. You're told, okay, this is your monthly money.
Yes.
So you budget yourself how you're gonna eat, commute to school, nini kila kitu. And there's this one person who is getting money every single day.
Yeah.
So your mom or your dad is there giving you, okay, so this is for your fare, this is for your food. I feel like those two people growing up are not really the same. There's this one who's gotten a lump sum, and he'll be like, okay, I'm gonna save this much, and I'm gonna budget myself using what remains.
Yes.
And there's this one who gets money every single day. So you have this optimism bias in you, thinking that, okay, I'm gonna spend this, I know I'm gonna get more tomorrow. So
because there's somebody else providing.
Exactly.
Yes.
So even like that creeps in, because even when you start working, if you're used to something being done for you, you'll feel like, okay, this is something I have, I'm just gonna be spending and not saving. Procrastination also. I'll save tomorrow.
Yes.
But will you really have that money tomorrow?
Yeah.
So you end up just using everything.
Do you think we tend to be delusional, especially with jobs? Because you see, we always feel like this is going to be there.
Yes, that really plays a very big role.
Yeah.
Because this is something you have at the back of your mind. At the end of every month, there's a lump sum you're getting. So you'll be like, okay, let me use this. You're anticipating at the end of the month you're gonna get the next lump sum. So it's a cycle that continues.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how does that equate to tying us down in this space of it's a rat race?
True. It's more like a snowball. Yeah. I would say wallahi, consistency in anything that you do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much. I feel like you just need to start small. And the same point you said, being delusional.
Yeah.
So you're just thinking, okay, I'll not do it now, maybe some other time, or I'm anticipating to get money like next month. I'm gonna save from that. Let me use this money right now to do this. And then next month comes, something else comes up, and you're in that sort of fantasy world, thinking that, okay, you'll keep on spending. You don't really save. You turn back time, you have nothing.
Yeah. And we also find ourselves in spaces where okay, so I'll give an example where maybe you had an income, right?
Yeah.
You had a job, you had a salary that was coming in every single month.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden, let's look at what happened during COVID.
Yes.
COVID hit, and the companies that shut, companies went on a break, for a long break, right? And people lost their jobs.
Absolutely.
And we were not ready for that. And there were pay cuts. We were absolutely not ready for that. So then after that, you would think we learned our lesson, right? Because then, okay, things bounced back. For some, it hasn't. For some people, you're like, okay, things bounced back in a progressive manner. And when I say you'd think that we've learned our lesson, you'd come back and say, oh, I do not want to be caught pants down, like the way COVID did, right?
Yeah.
So now I want to be able to save. We forget.
Yeah.
And so when you go back to this space of now you're earning, and you forget that, oh my God, there was an emergency and I didn't have any emergency fund.
Yes.
How do we inculcate those habits in us if they were not built in us at a younger age, where we plan for the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say use automation, like have a structure.
Yeah.
When you're getting your salary at the end of every month, instead of saying, okay, I'm gonna cater for my needs, we all know the 50-30-20 rule.
Yes.
Your 50 for your needs, your wants, and your savings. So instead of budgeting for that first and then putting up some money aside, now after you've catered for all your expenses, now you decide, okay, I'm gonna take 10% of this and save. How you would solve that, I think, before anything, first, when you get your salary, the first thing you need to do is pay yourself. So what you're paying yourself is what you're putting in your emergency fund. So, and then what remains is now then budgeted. Your expenses, your housing, your food, your travel, all that. So I think when you build that, of course it's difficult in the beginning, but I said you need to be disciplined.
Yeah.
So it doesn't, as long as it's small but consistent, that's what matters, rather than just not having it completely. Yes. So I would say pay yourself first, and then like budget the rest. Yes.
Pay yourself first and budget the rest.
Yes.
Money is an interesting conversation, honestly. From an investment banking or wealth management viewpoint, what's the biggest misconception that people have about income versus financial stability?
The biggest, people tend to think you need to have lump sum to invest or to save or have financial stability. What is financial stability in the first place? Is basically when you have multiple sources of income. So one stream is dry, you have other 4 streams that are bringing in income for you. We tend to think you always need to have a lump sum to have an investment. Well, traditional investments, everyone inclined to, I need to start a business, I need to buy an apartment, get rent out of it, but not really, from an investment banking point of view, I feel like the small that you have, you just need to start at that particular time. So it doesn't really matter when. Time really plays a big factor, because that's where there's something called we as investment bankers really look at compounding as one of one of the 8th wonders of the world. Like, it plays magic. So of course time really matters, and the consistency, the amount. Financial stability, honestly, it's a tough one, because a young person is not thinking the same like someone in their 40s, 50s. But you just need to start.
What does financial stability look like for a young person?
For a young person?
You are young yourself. Yeah.
Financial stability for a young person is when you're able to pay for your own expenses. But what you don't factor in, I feel like, is when you're still staying with your parents. So you don't have as many responsibilities there as when you're moving out and now you have your rent and everything to pay. So for a young person, I feel like when you move out of your parents' house and you feel like, now you're earning and you're able to pay all these expenses and still have little to save or to invest, then you're financially stable.
Okay. Koraya, when did you learn about money?
When I was in university.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Because
that's the time I moved out of home. So I was, same thing, given monthly stipends. Then you have to make use of that and make sure it takes you it pushes you the whole month.
Yes. How did that help you even when you got your first job?
It helped me in the sense I knew exactly what I wanted. So as an individual, regardless of your age, I feel like if you don't have a goal, a financial goal, then you're really at a bad place. Because yes, we all come from averagely middle class backgrounds. Everyone aspires to be financially stable by the time you're retiring, or even in your 30s. If you don't have a goal, basically, you're really losing out.
Yes.
I knew exactly what I wanted, and have timelines for your goals. So your first 5 years when you're in university, this is what you want to do. When you finish university, there's something else. Like, it's a beginning of a whole new different phase. So when you know exactly what you want, you plan for it. And things never go your way, but you always work your best, like, to make everything work.
But at least you're planning, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
You have to plan.
Let's talk about this goals, the financial goals, because again, I might have a source of income, right? And there's money streaming in. Without a goal, what's bound to happen?
You're gonna have no savings. You're gonna be bankrupt. You'll find yourself getting into depression, and yes, before you know it, you're almost ending Yeah.
Yeah. And what goals? You said that you had a goal. You started learning about money in university, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And then you had a goal. What were they?
I wanted to retire by 30. So I knew by the time I was finishing university, I have exactly 10 years. So in those 10 years, I want to have a house. I want to have some few investments.
Yes.
So you really need to work for them. Yes.
Yes. Are you?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes,
So you have all those in your goal.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We are talking about why earning more won't fix your poor money habits, and we've all been in that situation. What question do you have? 0700917917. Let's look at why we experience financial problems as our money grows.
Yeah.
Right? Is it lifestyle creep? Is it lack of planning? Or is it something else? Because again, somebody could be earning 50,000, right? And then they get a bump of 100,000. But then when you're also in that space, that's when you realize a lot of things are coming up, right?
Yeah.
Why do we still experience financial problems despite an income increase?
Discipline.
Yeah.
What you talked about, when you're earning 50,000.
Yes.
You get a salary increase and you're thinking, okay, now I can do more. From a finance perspective, I would say, since you were able to sustain yourself in that 50,000, okay, yes, finally a salary increase means more opportunities. You have a bigger now friend group. You getting yourself into entertainment related stuff. You want to now enroll to an expensive gym. Maybe you're going to just a normal gym.
Yes.
And then now you're like, okay, everyone is doing this. I want to do this. So lifestyle creep really plays a very big role in that.
Okay. Koraya, do you believe that there are mental habits that keep us poor?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are they? Okay. Well, let's take a look at one small discipline that makes a big difference, whether you earn 30,000 or 300,000.
A small discipline?
Yes.
Being consistent.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't expect results to happen overnight, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is something you're building slowly. Having to pay, also paying yourself first. So you pay yourself first when you're getting your salary, in the sense that even okay. You're saying you pay yourself first when you earn your salary. Yes.
And that's pretty much saying that everything I have, everything I earn, 10% is mine to keep.
Yes.
There's a book that I always, there's a financial book that I read. I've forgotten the author. It says that, it's The Richest Man in Babylon.
Okay.
And it says that 10% of everything I earn is mine to keep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. As an investment banker, Koraya, what exactly do you do as an investment banker, and how do you guide a client towards investing?
Okay, so thank you for that question.
Yes.
I think that's what I do. So basically with investment banking, we have a lot of individuals we work both with Kenyan and global space.
Yes.
So you have a lot of individuals who have money and they don't know where to actually invest their money. From a cultural perspective also, you're very much inclined to traditional investments. So we as my portion of investment banking is mostly into financial instruments. Okay. So we're not looking at real estate. We're not looking at starting a business.
Yes.
I understand that's a lot of more about private equity related stuff. But here you're looking at stocks and share prices.
Okay.
One of the richest men on the financial space, I don't know if you have heard about Warren Buffett.
Yes.
So he's running a very big fund right now, the Berkshire Hathaway. From a cultural, like I said, from a cultural perspective, you're not inclined to those kind of, like, you're not familiar with those investments, because you're thinking, okay, maybe it's something that's going to require a lot of, like mathematical knowledge. There's some fundamental analysis that you need to have. Okay, is this company that I'm investing in doing good, bad, all that? So you come to us and we do the analysis of everything. So by the time an investor is approaching you, you know what exactly their risk appetite. First, you need to calculate this person's risk appetite. is this person willing to take high risks, low level risks, medium level risks? Then based on that, of course, with the amount of capital that he's bringing in, you sort of do a wealth planning for him. So brings up a whole list of his expenses. Okay, I have children, I need to pay for their school fees, and I have this much money, so it has to factor in all these other expenses that you have. So you're getting him into investing in stocks that are relatively less risky, because this is someone who has a lot of expenses that he's paying. You don't want to get him into something high risk investment. 2 years later, he's not made anything out of it. So that's what I do.
Okay, so let's say a young person comes to you. They have an income, and maybe they have extra, right? And so they come to you and say, Koraya, I want to invest, but I don't know how to begin. I don't know how to go about it.
Okay,
guide me.
Okay, so currently there's lots of money market funds. For a young person who's earning, you're looking at not a lot of capital. You're not talking millions here. Talking maybe hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. You start small because you're just starting off in your career. Like I said, the compounding aspect really plays a big role. By the time you start small, you're looking at this 10 years later, you have lump sum to actually start your own business, to do even something like way better. So for a young individual, we usually get them into small investments. So small investments, mostly money market funds, and of course the funds. So this is something you're not guaranteed, but because they already invest in various assets, you're likely not gonna make any losses. And if you are, the losses are cushioned, because these are investments done in various stocks, and not all stocks would actually go down at the same time. So you have stocks that are performing good. Good example, the Nairobi Stock Exchange market. At maybe two banking stocks are not correlated positively. In the sense, a KCB stock will be going up, but NCBA stock is going down. But if you're investing in that pool, it doesn't really matter what is going up and what is going down, as long as you're safe. So your risk appetite is small. You're more, we get you to investments that cushion you, in the sense, if one doesn't work, the other one works, and you're still on a plus. Do I have to learn about stocks for me to invest in it? It depends with how you wanna invest. So you can be a day trader, you can be someone who's investing long term. For young individuals, I would advise you invest long term. Because you're already working, you don't want to be sitting on Nairobi Stock Exchange markets tracking, okay, this is going down, this is going up. You just want to invest and let your investment be. Come 2 years later, 3 years later, 5 years later, your investment has actually accumulated, because all these stocks, all these companies, eventually they do well. Because if you're looking at the Nairobi Stock Exchange right now, it's mostly public limited companies which have long-term vision. So these are not companies that have been started and are going to go down in like 2 years or so. Good example, KPLC, something that has been there. Everyone uses electricity. So when you're investing in such kind of things, you know, we like at the moment right now, there's electricity here.
There is.
You're paying for all this. So there's a certain relief that comes to you. You're actually paying. So whatever it is that you're investing in is something that you can see. It's something that adds value to you. Come 10 years later, your investment has grown, but knowing you have also added value to it. Okay, so you're saying invest in companies that have been there longer. And then also you're saying we invest in we make long-term investments instead of short-term investments. For young professionals.
Okay. And I asked, do I have to learn about it to invest in, or can I get somebody to do it for me?
You can actually get someone to do it for you. There's a lot of brokerage firms right now, investment banks. They don't pay for you to actually go consult. So for myself, you can actually just walk into the bank. Just an individual, you just want advisory services, and you're advised on what to do and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
What else would you advise a young person to invest in? And also, you mentioned money market fund.
Yes.
And we look at money market fund. If you're looking at it, most of the time, the interest is close to insignificant. It's no. Depends. I'm going to say depends.
Yes, very much.
I've retracted that.
Yeah.
Depends on how much you put in.
Yes. Not really how much you put in.
Yeah.
With money market funds and all these funds that are going,
Yeah.
you really need to look at the regulating aspect of it. Security. This is your hard-earned money.
Yes.
You don't want to get into something and then 2 years later, the fund has blown off.
I think what I wanted to ask was why is it that the return for MMF, why is it usually very low?
MMFs only invest in treasury bonds and bills. At the moment, CBK has slashed off rates, and considering that's the only thing MMFs are allowed to invest in, if the rates are low, MMF rates would be low also. But there's a lot of alternatives to that. A good example would be the Safaricom has released a ZD. I don't know if you've heard about it. It's a fund also, and our bank actually manages it together with 3 other fund managers. So relatively higher returns with very low income, as low as 1,000 shillings. So this is something anytime you have extra money that you're not using on your M-Pesa, because M-Pesa is something everyone uses now. So any small money that you're not using, you can actually just put it in, and a year later, it's grown at a much higher rate than MMFs. Yeah.
Okay. I like that you've mentioned a ZD.
Yes.
Yes. And you've also said that MMFs invest in bonds.
Yes.
Why then why then shouldn't I just invest in bonds instead of putting my money there?
You need more capital.
Yeah.
Yeah. You as an individual investor wanting to go and invest directly into government bills and bonds, you need more capital. The minimum would be 100,000. But do you have 100,000 now? Probably you don't. You have the 5,000 for a young person. You have that 5,000 or 10,000 that you want to begin your saving journey with. So you can start small with other funds that require relatively less capital. Once it gets to that, you can withdraw and go invest yourself in the government bond.
Okay, so walk me through this young person who started with MMF, and this is it's like a low risk investment, right?
Yes.
Once they're there and they feel like, okay, my money has accrued, what else should they invest in?
There's a lot of
give me options, the different options for a young person.
There's fixed income instruments, there's equities, there's funds. These are regulated funds. There's hedging instruments. It's
very technical.
Yes. And all those require lump sum capital. You get my point?
Yes.
So that's why I said you start at a very young age, and you start small, because you're looking at someone who's like maybe 25, you're starting your work career. By the time you're 35, 10 years actually is a lot of time to have like gathered even more. So 10 years later, 35 is not too old. Come on, people start businesses. So you can actually withdraw from that and now start your own business perhaps. Okay.
You've been in this, you told me close to, and you've worked as an investment banker for a year. Right?
Yeah.
How has this changed your money habit?
How has it changed my money habits?
Yes.
I would say I'm more consistent and I'm very strict now. When you're in an environment or you're surrounded by people who know you're not you're literally working out numbers here. This is not an assumption you're doing that. Okay, and there's also a procrastination aspect. So you're thinking, if you're not in that field, perhaps you tend to procrastinate. You'd be like later. But when you're in that field, you're like, no, if I'm gonna do this right now, I'm looking at it 5 years later. I'm looking at all the rates that I have.
Yes.
I'm looking at how is my money growing as I also keep on inputting.
Yeah. Thank you for making time. I've been speaking to Koraya Mohamed. She's an investment banker, and of course the conversation has been around why earning more won't fix poor manage. And also, you know what, we got into a bit of investment. So hope you have learned a thing or two today. We'll be right back.
Go ahead, baby. Yeah.
Burudani zaidi.
Yeah.
Nobody do